Okay, so today we will see about loops. Okay, whatever the loops have we have in Python, we'll see them. So first of all, what is a loop? A loop is if you do a task time more than one time and you execute that one by one by one by one. You have if you have to do a same task repeated time, then that is called loop. Okay. So um, my definition might not be clear. So let's just start with that. You will be clear after the video gets in. So in loop, we have in Python, we have two loops. First one is for loop and the second one is while loop. Okay. So we'll start with for loop. Okay. So the syntax of for loop is, let's say for item in items. Items. I will show you what is item and items. And then in here your codes. Your code. Okay, so what is item in items? This is a very plain English and with a very short type of grammar. Okay, so the basic thing about item is, let's say here items is a bucket of fruits. I'm telling you a bucket of fruits. Let's say it contains apple, a banana, uh, grape, orange, and stuffs and all, so on and so forth. Okay, so here, if you think about it, uh, you are taking item from that items. Okay, so here the items is your fruit bucket and the item is each fruit. Okay, so every time you are picking up a fruit, let's say you pick up the apple first, so the item will contain the string apple that time. Okay, so next you pick up the banana, so the item will contain banana. Every time you pick up anything, it will store that inside your item. This is a variable name. Okay, and this is your list name, whatever the list you have. Okay, so in here, if you put, let's say we are making a list, I'm naming it L. So L will contain some integers. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. Now let's say I want to print it every one of them. Okay, so I have to write the loop here. So my bucket name will be L because my are stored in L list. So that name will be L. And let's say I'm changing the variable name. You can put any variable name in here, because the variable name you can pick anything. But your list name, whatever you are putting in here, list name, it must be the list name you previously provided with. Okay, so my variable name, the variable I'm going to store inside this items are, let's say I'm naming it num. Okay, so num in L, for each number inside L, I'm going to print that number. Okay, I'm printing that number. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm picking up a number from L list and printing that. So if I run this code, what you will see is, see, it's printing out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so these are the outputs, because I recorded this video again one more time. So after recording the whole video, I found out that my voice is not recording, so I'm recording it once again. Okay, so this is the second time. Okay, uh, okay, just let me just do one thing. Okay, now in while loop, what we will see is, we will see conditions. Okay, so before getting to conditions, I'm going to show you something called range. Okay, so what is a range? Range. So range contains two numbers. One is the starting point, and the ending point is the next number, ending point. In here, let's say I'm putting the range function in here. So what it will do is, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 number. I'm printing 7 numbers, so I can just create the list like this. But think about, you are going to print 100 numbers. Let's say you are going to print 100 numbers. So are you going to write everything in here? Let's say 7, 8, 9, 10, and all. So you can't do that because it will be very inefficient to do that. So in that case, what we will do is we put range function. What range does is it will take a starting point. Let's say 1. It will take 1 as a starting point, and I'm going to print till 100. Now see, here will happen a case, it will print to 99. Okay, 1 to 99. Because what range does is it will take the starting point as the starting integer where it starts counting from, and the ending point, it will not touch the ending point. It will stop before the ending point. So what I have here is 100. So it will stop at 99. See, if I run this code now, you'll see it stops at 99. It starts from 1. You see, it is starting from 1 and it is printing till 99. Okay, so now what I suggest you to do is range have another attribute. If you find it, I will suggest you to just research some stuff for range function inside Python. Uh, Go to Google, search it, and find it and practice with that extra attribute. I'll suggest you that. You can see if I put here 3, it's not giving me an error. See, so what is this 3? You can put any number in here, by the way. You can put 2, you can put 4. So just try to clear it out that what is that 3 and 2. I will suggest you to go Google and search it out. Okay. The next thing I will show you is while loop or conditional loop loops. Okay. So in while loop, we put while as a keyword, and after that we put a condition. Condition. Okay. Now we put code in here. The code. Okay. So the concept of while loop is, let's say, whenever the condition is true, this condition, whatever you are writing in here, this condition is true, the loop will execute. Okay, whenever this condition becomes false, the loop will stop executing. Okay, so let's say I'm taking here a number. Let's say I'm putting a number of 6, or let's say I'm putting a number of 1. Okay, so I am giving a condition of like this. If the number is less than 10, then execute the code below. So I'm printing, I'll print number. Okay. So now see what will happen here is, uh, if this code executes, let's just comment out the for loop. If the code executes, it will go to an infinite loop. What is an infinite loop? Let me give you an example of this. I will try to explain it very briefly. See, if the number is less than 10, this is a condition, and what I say about while loop is whenever the condition is true, it will going to execute no matter what happens. Okay, so the condition is true here. See, the number is less than 10, which is true because my number is 1. Now I'm printing number. It's checking again. The number is less than 10. Yeah, because the number contains the value of 1. 1 is less than 10. It is true and print. So it's not going to increase the number, right? The number is always going to be 1, and this condition will always going to be true. So it is going to go on an infinite loop. If I run this, see, uh, number is not defined. One second. Number is not defined. Equals to 1. Okay, see, if I save this, hold on a second. See, it is executing again. Okay, see, it is going to an infinite loop. It's still executing. See, it's executing again. Okay, so I'm going to stop this, kill the terminal. Okay, because it is going to go and eat my RAM out. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a condition here, a statement which will increase the number value. Okay, so always remember to put a statement which will determine for how long this while loop is going to stay in action. Okay, so let's say uh, I'm putting a condition like this, not condition, I'm putting a statement like this. Each time this loop executes, increase the number by one. So number plus equals to one. Okay, so now this number will execute until 9. Why 9? Because uh, whenever this number become 10, let's say in ninth iteration, when the number is 9, 9 is less than 10, it is executing, it prints 9, and then number becomes 10. 9 plus 1, 10. So 10 is not less than 10 because the condition it false, then it is not going to execute anymore. So if I run this code, see, it is going to print till 9. Okay, I'm going to kill the terminal. Now let's go to another two concepts. One is break, another is called continue. Continue. So let me just show you what is this break and continue does. Let's say in this loop formation, let's say I'm putting the range again to L. Okay. So I'm printing everything 1 to 10. Uh, okay. So now if I put a if statement here, whenever the number becomes 3, it is going to continue. What continue does is, let me clear it out. What continue does is, whenever the interpreter finds continue, it going to skip every line that's after this continue. Okay, so whenever the number becomes 3, so 3 equals to 3, this if statement is true, and this continue will execute. It means it not going to print the 3. So everything will print except the 3. See, if I print it, so see 1, 2, and the 3 is missing because we put a continue. But the loop is continuing. Remember, the loop is not going to kill itself. Okay, so loop is continuing, but it going to skip this print num for this 3 variable. Okay, so this is continue. Whatever comes after continue, it's not going to execute that, but the loop will continue. Okay, in that iteration, after whatever the lines are after continue, it is not going to execute those lines. Okay, this is the functionality of continue. And in while, I will show you another thing called break. If my number becomes 6, break the loop. Okay, so what is the main difference between continue and break? Break kills the loop. Continue will continue the loop and skip that iteration codes after the continue part. Okay, so in the iteration of 3, it skips this print number because it exists after the continue statement. And in this loop, in this break, in this while loop, what it will do is, whenever the number becomes 6, it will break the loop. It means the loop will not continue after that 6. Okay, so if I go and comment it out and uh, print it, let's say print it, it's going to print. Oh, I have already shown you the output 1, 2, and see the 3 is skipping. And now if I go to the while loop, let's say I run this loop. See, whenever the value becomes 6, so see, 5 already printed, and after that it becomes 6 in this line. Okay, so now 6 less than 10, which is true, it's going inside the loop, and it is it it shows that there is a if statement which is telling me if the number is 6, which is true, then break the loop. So it breaks the loop. Okay, it breaking the loop. It is as simple as that, and so on and so forth. So you can put loop inside loop, that is called nested loops. So you can put loop and inside that another loop. So you give another condition to this. For every iteration that it's true, it's going to loop through all of them inside this loop also. So This is called nested loop. I will also encourage you to see nested loops. Okay, just see those nested loops. It will help you. Okay, so I'm just commenting it out, and this is the loop, break, continue, and range video. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next video.